Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Before we get started, guys, if my wig starts sliding back in this review, I'm sorry, but it is too hot. I even have my portable fan here as well. I hope you guys can hear me okay, but hey, Ogwana. It is so hot here in the United Kingdoms, my goodness. But before we get started, guys, I just want to give a huge shout out to every single person who joined yesterday's live. And if you weren't in yesterday's live, the real question is, where were you? Because yesterday was Sunday, and as you know, we always go live on Sundays. But no, guys, honestly, yesterday was fab. As always, we always have a great time on live, so I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who joined. And if you didn't join, make sure you're there next week Sunday, because Sarah's lives is always a vibe, period. So yeah, guys, a lot for us to discuss today. Today was the heart racing challenge, a few conversations here and there, a few singlets will 100% be torn, and I will, of course, be repeating some of the things that I've always said since the season has started, aka Helena is a big agbaya, okay? She's a huge one at that, but we're going to get into it. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. As you guys know, we love a cheeky chin wag here, and it is always a good vibe when you're around, so definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, please get cozy and comfy with some water. Okay, no hot drinks in this weather. Please get cozy and comfy with some water. And let's get into today's review. So, I'm going to give you guys my feedback on some of the conversations that took place in tonight's episode before I actually get into the heart racing challenge, because we have already spoken about some of these storylines that need to be wrapped up immediately. Okay, immediately. So let's start off, of course, with Harrison talking to Helena, asking about Tony. What did Tony say? Every time I talk to Tony, I feel like there's disrespect. All these different things. Guys, I'm very much over the entire situation. I have told you guys this already. Helena is a big agbaya for blushing over a 22-year-old when you are 29. I know love comes in different ages, sizes, colors, races, whatever, but this love is not a love, okay? It's very unserious. I think it's very unserious. My cousin also mentioned this as well, that she thinks that Helena is a pick-me, and that's the vibe that I'm getting. Like, I feel like she knows herself that even the situation with Harrison won't work, and even in previous episodes where she's spoken about, but Harrison's the one that pulled me for a chat. Okay, but you entertained it. Oh, but and at the same time, I don't even just want to blame Helena. I also want to rip Harrison's singlet simultaneously as well, because Harrison keeps lying to people that he did. Tony's never told me that she's like me. I don't know Tony likes me. No, that was Tony saying. I feel disrespect. But you do know that Tony likes you, because Tony has expressed to you that she likes you. So why do you keep lying to different... Movie night is to come ASAP. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But why do you keep lying to different people in the villa that you didn't know that Tony likes you? It's giving lack of common sense. And that's another thing that... I'm not trying to be rude, by the way, guys, but one thing that I have picked up on this season is that a lot of the guys are really slow. They do certain things, and then the second they get called out on it, it's like, oh, that wasn't my intention. Why is nothing ever... Why do you never do things intentionally? Why are you not thinking that far ahead? As a man. Why are you not thinking that far ahead? Every day is, it wasn't my intention, but you did it. So where do we go from here? Of course, at the same time, Shakira was obviously talking to the girls, saying that it's done. She's done with the whole situation, because as we also discussed in our live as well, we also agreed collectively, right, that if you are in a couple with someone, the best thing you can do is snog that person. And even if you aren't going to snog that person in the snog, marry and pie game, you shouldn't snog my op. You already know that I have an issue with Helena, because Helena still likes you. Keep saying unfinished business, finished business, whatever, whatever. Keep saying all of these different things, and you believe in your heart of hearts, once again, without thinking, that the most common sense thing to do would be to kiss her multiple times in a challenge. Okay. This is what I mean about the guys being slow. I'm not even trying to be rude here. The guys this season are genuinely slow, because it's either given none of them are thinking, or it's giving, I'm going to do what I want because I can just do what I want. That's what it's given, personally. One thing I did love as well, though, was that even Yas said, you know, you're not Helena, you're not always going to take him back. And I love the subtle shade, because, yeah, for real, Helena seems to do the absolute most, or let her men do the absolute most, and have them grovel back to her or apologise, and she takes them back instantly. But you can tell that Shakira is just not the type of babe. Now, moving on to Alima talking to Meg and Emily about wanting to speak with Tony, because obviously she kissed Harrison in the challenge, and Meg also decided to join her, because obviously she ended up kissing Dejon in the challenge as well, just to have a small conversation about that. Now, not much to really discuss there, other than the fact that whilst they were talking, Tony was saying that, oh, you know, she does really like, she feels like Helena done her dirty, she does really like Harrison, blah, 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 blah. And Meg was just saying, you know, obviously you need to do what's best for you, blah, blah, all these different things. But my thing is, we have already collectively understood and agreed through the episodes that Meg and Tony and Shakira and that whole clique, they're not friends, okay? So it was definitely given that Meg was downloading that information to tell Helena later on. Moving on, I'm not talking about Helena and Harrison again, guys. I am over the storyline. They need to wrap it up in 30 minutes. There's no way she thinks that's real. There's no way he thinks that's real. There's none. Whoever believes that Helena and Harrison should be a thing, comment down below. I just want to see something. Okay? But him telling Helena that he didn't know that Tony liked her was given, you're a liar, you're an actor, get it out. Yes, that's what it was given, because you definitely know. You know, Harrison, you know that Tony likes you. Now, moving on again, once again, the slow boys continued. Shakira was talking to Harry, and Harry was like, oh, obviously, I just want to say, oh, I didn't want to hurt you. But you did. What is up with these men not using their brains? Someone should let me know. 10 marks. I don't understand. Am I strict? I don't think I'm strict. Maybe I am. But I feel like these things are common sense, and you guys keep doing things that you know is going to upset the girl that you're in a couple with. It's not adding up and it's not making sense. Of course, Harrison and I ended up having a conversation with Tony, and, you know, he ended up saying, you know that I like you. And she was like, you know that I like you too. Aha! So you do know that she likes you, and you've also confessed that you like her as well. So it's definitely given that Harrison is playing a game. I don't seem to really understand why. You surely don't believe that you and your big mummy can become a thing. Surely not. Surely. Now, next, moving on, lastly, to Dejon speaking to Meg, and pretty much she was talking about the fact that he ended up kissing Tony. As you guys saw, there was the back rubs, there was the almost the bum clench, just a little, you know. And of course, Dejon was like, obviously, but I told you that, you know, you look sexy, but you look classy at the same time. All these different things. It goes back to what I said before. Meg definitely gives me the vibe of, oh yeah, Dejon can do what he wants because at the end of the day, he knows where home is. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Meg, because Dejon does absolutely nonsense every single time, and the second he says, but you're my Meg, her head goes into the clouds. The second he says, but you're my Meg, I may talk to all these other girls, but guess what, you're my Meg, my Meg. Also, speaking of my Meg, I'm overhearing my Meg. It's actually, we've heard, we know. Okay, I'm over it. I'm overhearing my Meg. Of course, you know, they next ended up getting a text to gather around the fire pit because there was going to be a recoupling in which the boys were going to choose. Now, we'll quickly whiz through all of this. Tommy ended up choosing Emily. Guys, some of the people are saying that they actually believe that Tommy and Emily could win Love Island. That would be a damn shame because they are very boring together. My opinion, my review, just giving my opinion. Let me know if you care for Tommy and, oh my gosh, I'm really hot. Let me know if you care for Tommy and Emily down below, but I don't care for them, and I actually find them to be quite boring collectively. Now, of course, George Armani ended up choosing Yaz, no surprise there. Harry ended up choosing Shakira, saying that she's elegant, she's smart, and last week has made his mind up about the girl. Whatever, Harry, because you're just talking at this point. Dejon ended up choosing his Meg. He does it all the time, guys, like this girl, ever since we got into this villa, you know, I've always had my eyes on her, and that's why I'm choosing my Meg. That's why I'm choosing my Meg. My Meg. We know she's your Meg now, babes. Okay? Guys, it's too much. Every opportunity Dejon has to speak, my Meg. Nisuru, wait. It's okay. It's actually okay. Next, we know that Ben ended up coupling up with Helena. Harrison ended up choosing Tony. And Connor ended up choosing Alima. And I was so gutted. Alima was chef's kiss. Wow, what a babe. But Alima, I need the producers to do their DM thing. Okay, Alima is such a beautiful babe, and you guys have her standing there like bread. You have Alima as the last pick. Is this season broken? Alima as the last pick. That's insane. Actually insane. Now, of course, after the recoupling, Helena ended up pulling Harrison for a chat, and he was like, oh, I actually had my speech ready for you. Oh, I would have just swapped the names around. Guys, first things first is, why does she keep pulling him for a chat? It's giving thirsty, okay? It's definitely giving thirsty. Are you parched? Let us pass you some water. But second of all, Harrison as well, like, guys, I know you guys have already told my singlet, but I still can't get over the fact that I voted for him. Let me just rip my singlet again. I can't get over the fact that I actually voted for him. The second I voted for him, he started, the second we all, not all, but some of us, the second some of us voted for him, he actually started moving mad. And that's what men do. It's always the second you start bragging that they show you, we're there, I got shock you. Okay? But yeah, she's a big agbaya. She's definitely giving thirsty. Of course, Harry was now talking to the guys about being in a pickle, that he wanted to pick Shakira, but also he wanted to snog Helena. Wrap it up. If Helena and Harry decide to get back together, I'm more than happy to vote them off. I'm tired of the storyline. I'm tired of it. Like, do you want Shakira or do you want Helena? You guys keep saying unfinished business, finished business, but every opportunity you guys both have to kiss each other, you do it. It's boring. It's very boring. And last but not least, sorry guys, I hope you guys don't think I'm being mean. I'm just so like, I just feel like, maybe because I don't really like Helena as a character, so maybe anyone that's just attached to her makes me itch a little. I don't know, but it's given pick me, it's given thirsty. She's doing way too much, and even as we see later on in the challenge as well, I just feel like she was doing way too much. Like, just way, even with the comment she made. Just way too much, just way too much. Now, let's move on to the following day. A few conversations before we get into the heart racing challenge. Of course, Harry was talking to Shakira, and, you know, she was saying that you're really smart and yet you still decided to kiss her anyway. I don't really feel like I heard an apology from Harry. They obviously ended up hugging it out and stuff, but I'm just kind of over the fact that Harry's now acting like, oh, I'm in a pickle, it's 50-50. If you want to go for Helena, please go for her and let's wrap up the storyline. And if you want to stay with Shakira, please go for her and let's wrap up this storyline. Is that okay? Thank you for listening, sir. Of course, moving on to Helena now pulling Tony for a chat. Tony firstly apologized the second they sat down, which I found quite interesting because as that conversation went on, I don't think I heard Helena apologize to Tony at all regarding the situation. But of course, Helena was like, you know, Harrison wants me, Harrison wants you, impacting over. So obviously they call Harrison over now, and Harrison's like, you know, I like you and I like you. And they're like, okay, but it's not going to be a threesome. Like, you can't take both of us, they need to do whatever. After that conversation, Harrison and Helena now went over to one of the daybeds and was overly hugging. They were hugging each other, face to face, body to body, skin to skin. And then he was even just like, you know, I just kind of feel like in that situation, I just kind of feel like Tony was really pressuring me to get an answer out of me. Guys, why are these guys acting like this? I don't know if it's just me. The guys have actually been irritating me this season. I can't explain it because you're acting like Tony is an inconvenience to your situation with Helena. But when Helena's not around, you're telling Tony how much you like her too, and how much it's 50-50, and how much I like you and you like me, and we're going at such a good pace, and da-da-da-da. But the second you're with Helena, you shade Tony like a sis. I don't understand. I find it a bit weird. Moving on to anyone else. Tommy and Emily, they went on the terrace and had a kiss. I actually have no notes for that because I actually find them so boring. I find Tommy. I find Tommy and Emily so boring. And last but not least, they ended up getting a text that tonight was going to be the heart racing challenge. So before we actually get into a quick debrief of the heart racing challenge, I do have to say, guys, I am openly letting you guys know that I have a crush on Helena and Shakira. Wow, they ate. Chef's kiss, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. So let's start off with the fact that Tony, I'm not gonna lie, she looked snatched. Tony! Oh, Tony looked snatched, I can't lie, she was looking really good. She ate. Meg was a bunny. Guys, Meg was stomping, like, literally. I said, oh my gosh. She was so awkward, guys. I'm sorry, she was so awkward. Helena was looking like a Victoria's Secret model. Helena was looking fun, starting. She was looking great. And obviously, even the way all the guys were staring at her, they were genuinely mesmerized. But how interesting, because the results weren't given that. But we're going to get into that later anyway. Emily was an angel. She ended up kissing Tommy on the floor. Shakira was a princess, and she looked absolutely amazing. By the way, her tan looks really good as well. Helena was in lace. I really just can't take her seriously. Of course, she ended up lip-syncing Harry, as she does. She now went to Harry and said, what did she say again? Yeah, she whispered, I can't wait to you. Now, why would you do that? Because the second she walked off, did the guys not do Chinese whispers? Literally, Harry said, Helena told me this, pass it on. Ooh, guess what? Helena told Harry this, pass it on. Ooh, Helena told Harry. She actually be so, like, guys, shame is free. Shame is so free. It's given pick me, like, oh, pick me so much. Oh, pick me. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this babe, because how many times does this guy have to tell you is a no-go? And then, guys, I just don't even know. It was, why would you say that? Why would you say that? And obviously Yaz came as, I don't want to say an evil angel. Yeah, she was an evil angel. She was an evil angel. Cool. Moving on to the guys. Yaz ate as well, by the way. I love her posture. She has great posture, honestly. Now, moving on to the guys. Ben, or shall we say Benisha, if you were in yesterday's live, the streets are saying that he's actually a stripper in real life, or allegedly. Okay, this is all alleged shit, okay? Don't know about it. I don't want to go to prison, girl, okay? Don't sue me. But Benisha apparently was a stripper. That he isn't a a taxi driver. That's what the streets are saying though, allegedly. I can not confirm. He ended up lipsing a Lima, can't lie, the lips was definitely given, but also lips has said Emily. Helena and Emily, not me merging the names. Moving on to Connor with his green Spanx. I'm not gonna lie, Connor ate that little thing, okay? Connor ate that little thing. He was actually looking, and he danced really well. Even I said, Connor boy, is that you? Okay. Of course, Harrison came with his black Spanx. He ate as well. I'm not gonna hold you. Giorgio Armani was a waiter, and he was feeding the girlies chocolate covered strawberries. Harry was in his gold Spanx, and my man was twerking. Okay, Harry was moving that waist. Okay, but obviously he now went to Helena and asked her if she still wants to him, and it's just given once again, if you want to go for Helena, please just go for her and let's just wrap up the storyline, because at the expense of the things that you're doing, Shakira's feelings are being hurt, and it's just a bit weird. And Dejon was also in his black Spanx, and even when he done his little piece to camera, he was like, obviously, you know, I really liked all of the girls in the villa, but I just wanted to give Meg something special because that's my Meg. Yes, we know. Okay, we know that's your Meg. Now the results are in. Let us get into whose hearts were raised the most by the other contestants. So starting off with Ben. Ben's heart was raised the most by Alima, Harrison, Tony, Connor, Tony, Giorgio Armani, Yaz, Dejon, Yaz, Tommy, Tony, and Harry, Helena. Now, even when Tony's name was being mentioned a lot, the guys were like, oh, Tony's buzzing. Yeah, Tony done her thing, Tony done her thing. And then they were just like, I think Tommy, was it Tommy? I think Tommy, yeah, Tommy said that, it's obviously only because Tony was the first one out, you know, we're all just taken aback, right? And then Meg was just like, oh, well, no excuse for Dejon because yours was raised by Yaz and she was last or something like that. And then Dejon was just like, oh, it's okay. And then she was like, no, it's just a game. Like, honestly, it's just a game, but you mentioned it. So I know for a fact in tomorrow's episode, Meg is going to bring that up. So moving on to the guys, Alima's heart race was raised the most by Harrison, Shakira, Harrison. By the way, Shakira and Harrison's little, that was cute, but I know Shakira will never go for Harrison because he's friends with Tony, and also the way Harrison has been moving, I don't even want Shakira with him. Tony's one was raised the most by Connor, Yaz by Ben, Emily by Tommy, Meg by Tommy, and Helena by Harry. So Helena and Harry's hearts was raised the most by each other, and of course the guys pointed out the fact that Shakira was pissed. So yeah guys, that is tonight's review. Overall, it was an okay-ish episode. I just kind of feel like I'm kind of tired of seeing the guys acting so slow and so oblivious to things that they do when they know that it's going to affect the girls that they're coupled up with. I find it very strange, very absurd to be precise. But I'm still going back to what I said. Alima and Shakira definitely ate the challenge for me 110%. And Connor, I think Connor actually ate his little say. He was even doing the, I said, okay, move that waist, child. Give me a little twerk. I need to be stopped. I actually need to be stopped. But yeah, guys, that is my... I need to be stopped. But anyway, yeah. Those are my thoughts on tonight's episode. As always, guys, be sure to comment down below how you also found the episode as well. We go again tomorrow for another review. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family because we love having you here. And we also love a cheeky little chinwag purr. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. But other than that, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care, guys. I love you so much. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.